Where'd you find it? I know. Is that better? So I wanted to wear more of a period dress that I think Dixie in her time would wear. So I don't think she'd wear a ball cap. But we'll never know. I want to thank you. I'm T. Waldmann-Willams, and yes, I'm the author, but I'm so excited that you're here because I was dreaming last night that only Avery and Elly and McKale and their family showed up, and my sister, and our illustrator and the librarian. So I can't, and Marla. And I knew Nancy was coming, and I knew Susan was coming. So I'm just thrilled that the rest of you are here. And so I want to recognize some people before I get started. And to show the students how this might happen, I would like to introduce my sister. Please stand, Molly. Molly Tedesco. She's helped me with the books and everything. She's from Johnston, so thank you. She's my oldest sister, but don't tell her I told you. And then I'd like to introduce the illustrator of the book, Cindy Gordon. She's right there in the back, so thank you, Cindy. I'd also like to introduce Sarah Prudy. Sarah Prudy is the editor of the book, and I tell you, if you like the book, it's all through her and the illustration. I'd also like to introduce Nancy Johnston Toll, and Susan Hicks, who are the great grandnieces of Dixie. And Nancy gave me a tintype of what the house looked like before it became the cottage. So this is the White House. So I'll put it back there by the table so you can see it, and it's really exciting. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll put it back there too. I also want to introduce Marla Suter. Marla Suter has been invaluable help to me all the time. She's in the back. She is a state regent of the Iowa Society of the Daughters of American Revolution. So thank you very much. I might just say something about the book. I started actually writing the book in 2015. And that was after I came to an Iowa flag big celebration, and Angie Hartzell had done an awful lot of those. Marla had put those things together, and I kept thinking Dixie Gebhardt, you know, because I never knew about her, even though I grew up in Council Bluffs, Iowa. And then when I learned more about her, I learned that she had done an awful lot, particularly when I think of the work that she has done. Being a strategist, being a historian, a genealogist. And if you really get to know her, she is a strategist like you can't believe. She built a whole grassroots movement to be able to have the flag that we have. And she's a historian that is really uniting the past, present, and future. And the students will be talking about that. She's really incredible. So it took me a long time. I do have the most perfect illustrator, which is Cindy, and I am so glad that she has been a partner with me all this time. I also want to thank Rosalind Thompson, the executive director of the library, and of course Heather, because Heather's making sure everything gets done right. But thank you so much, Rosalind, for letting us have this. And so, And so if you have any questions about, I want to thank Mary Spurgeon. She's outside, you know, getting you all to be signed in. So thank you, Mary. So if you have any questions about the book, just come in the back or ask me afterwards, because we want to move this along so that we can let you all enjoy the day too. So Marla, would you like to do the presentation?
Okay. Well, first of all, T, thank you very much for allowing me to come today and do this presentation. This award was presented last year at the 100th anniversary celebration. It is an award from the Daughters of the American Revolution for women in American history, and it recognizes the accomplishments of Dixie Cornell Gebhardt. And typically when these awards are put together for someone who is no longer with us, it's given to a family member. And last year, Susan was here for the award, but Nancy was not. So I wanted to hang on to this for the entire full last year until we could present it to you ladies together. So if you will come up, please. And then I will let the sisters determine who's going to keep it in their residence. But here it is, ladies. Thank you so much. And I just have to tell a little story about Nancy because when the Henry Knox chapter was organized back 10 years ago, it was due in part, a large part, because of the work that Nancy had done. My sister and I had talked about a new chapter in Knoxville. We didn't really understand who Dixie was. And we decided that we would go to the library and do some research on Dixie because we had spent the entire night before awake on the internet researching Dixie, and we found your historical family records.
Oh, okay.
And we read them all night long, and we're like, oh my goodness, we have to figure out all about this. And at the time I was working with Jeff, your son, and I went to work the next day and I'm like, why didn't you tell me about this? This is so exciting. So the two of you together brought that chapter into existence, to bring a chapter back to Knoxville where Dixie had her chapter. So thank you both so much for everything you've done to keep Dixie's history and her story going and alive.
It's really an honor, and thank you from the family, but also when I was in 7th, 8th grade, I was sitting here because I had won the essay contest for DAR. That kind of got me into it too. My aunt is got me.
Wonderful,
So.
wonderful. It came full circle.
Yes,
well, thank you ladies so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. And T, again, thank you for this opportunity to do it today.
Thank you. So you never know who you might influence and who might influence you. And I think it's important to understand how we affect other people. That's why I wrote it for 5th, 6th, and 7th graders. Because everything we learn starts with a new question. And so we need to have questions. And so the book allows students, adults, anybody to write their thoughts in the book. It's a journal. It's a creative biography. And so I invite you to give it, to use it, and to share the story with others. And so that brings us to the story that the students wrote. We have an essay contest. This is the 2nd year. Last year, because it was the 150th anniversary of the Iowa flag, we had an essay contest. And it's geared towards 6th graders because that's the 2nd year that they learn how to write essays. And so I'm in another organization, and we already have one for 5th graders. And so we thought we would do 6th graders. I also want to introduce their principal, Brian McNeil, who is in the back. So thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. The students. And they also had teachers, Matt Showers and Krista Willis. And neither of them are here, I think, but I just want to thank them because giving them the encouragement to learn is important. All right, so the students are getting kind of nervous, and so I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. Each one of them will tell you something similar in their essays, but also unique, because it's about what the Iowa flag means to me. And what you'll hear, I want you to hear the similarities as well as the differences. Because it's in those differences that perhaps your eyes might be able to see something else. And so I'm going to ask Avery Beal to come on up here. And she'll read to you and share with you what she thinks the Iowa flag means to her after she introduces her parents and she gets this on her. So help me welcome her.
Hi, my name's Avery. Thank you for coming. I'd like to introduce my mom and my grandma who came here to support me today. This is my mom, Ann Rankin. And I'd like to introduce my grandma, Michelle Rankin. Thank you. So, what does the Iowa flag mean to me? The flag means many different things to many different people. To me, it's something all Iowans can be proud of, especially us Knoxvillians, because the flag was made in this very town. I've passed the place where Dixie Cornell Gebhardt lived many times, and it is beautiful. To me, the flag means unity and harmony. It brings us together and is something to be celebrated. Not only the flag, but the creator, Dixie Cornell Gebhardt, is a name that every person should know. I think some people don't even know what their state flag looks like, much less who designed it. The flag is similar in color to the USA flag and the French flag because the territory was under French rule before the US purchased the land. The white in the middle is the largest because it stands for the unknown past and future. The Iowa flag is something for us all to be proud of. It gives us the strength to stand up for our rights and our beliefs. The flag reads, "Our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain." Not only is it what the flag says, it is also our state motto. Some of these liberties the flag states are freedom of speech, and we work hard to protect and exercise our freedoms and rights. Some of these rights are being able to vote and all humans treated equally and fairly. It is so true and encouraging because we should protect our rights and we should work hard to protect our liberties. It gives us something to work towards. In my opinion, I believe this is a motto to live by. Our liberties be prized and our rights we will maintain. This is what the Iowa flag means to me.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you sharing that with us and practicing all that you did, so thank you. So next we have McKale Clark. And McKale is going to introduce his family right after I put this on. Thank you.
I want to thank my dad, Chris, for being here, along with my stepdad, Matthew Williams, and my mom, Meredith Clark.
So if you'd stand, just so you know. Thank you.
What the Iowa flag means to me. To me, the flag represents our state's history, which is something that I appreciate. The color blue on the flag represents loyalty and justice. I think of loyalty because we are faithful to our state. We show this by serving others in our communities. I also think of justice because we are fair and equal. We show this by standing up for others and what is right. To me, the color red symbolizes courage because we stay strong in tough times. White stands for purity because we are gentle and innocent. The Iowa flag is meant to resemble the French flag colors because Iowa was a part of French territory before it became a part of the United States. To me, this is important because I appreciate our roots and where Iowa started. On the flag, there is an eagle, which is important to me because the eagle is our country's symbol. When I see the eagle, I think of freedom. The eagle is holding a banner. The banner says, "Our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain." This is the official motto of Iowa. To me, this means that our liberties and rights are important and that we are willing to defend them, including the freedom of speech and religion. This is what the Iowa flag means to me.
So each has similarities and each has differences. Okay, I got you. Thank you. Thank you so much, McKale. And finally we have Elly Arkema. And she is going to be sharing with you what the Iowa flag means to her right after she introduces her parents.
Hello, I'm Elly Arkema, and I would like to introduce you to my mom, Deanna Arkema. And my dad is on Zoom. His name is Joel Arkema. It is hard to put into words what the Iowa flag means to me. I primarily would say unity. I've always known about Dixie Cornell Gebhardt designing the Iowa flag, but I didn't understand how much thought she put into it. She wanted to unite the past and the future. Mrs. Gebhardt wanted Iowans to know the history of Iowa. She wanted to unite American friends through the flag colors of red, white, and blue. White is very important in the Iowa flag because white is double the size of blue and red colors, signifying purity, the unknown past, and the uncharted future of Iowa. It was hard to write this essay about the Iowa flag at first until I heard more about the story. Dixie wanted to unite everyone through a state flag. She wanted all to know of Iowa's heritage and its history, including that the Iowa flag was named after the Iowa tribe. She wanted unity among Iowans. If anyone asked me for a few words that can describe the flag, I would say love, perseverance, kindness, hope, and above all, unity. That is what the Iowa flag means to me.
Yes, good job. Thank you. So it's very interesting. They all talked about the background, the history, and the colors, and why the white is double. But each one of them said something unique. Love, kindness, gentleness, innocence, as well as what it brings to each person. And so I'd like you to consider what the Iowa flag means to you, because it is something to be proud of. Up here is a whole lot of different flags from around the country. And the reason Dixie did not just want to have a blue flag with our seal on it is because it looked like so many others. And so she really put the thought into it. And if you think of a whole course in history, just learning about the Iowa flag will give you the history of Iowa. I want to thank you for your time and thank you for coming. And most of all, I want to thank McKale, Avery, and Elly. And I have something for you, although not everything is here yet. Oh, surprise. So if you'd like to come on up. So in here I have things that they can wear. I have the t-shirt, a hat. I also have an essay book, I know they're thrilled with that, for 6th through 8th graders, and a whole group of pins. Eventually they'll get a journal, because I believe in journaling. Journaling helps you tell your story. And they also get a book of the My Name Is Dixie. And there's probably some other things in there, but I just can't remember. So Elly, this is yours. Thank you so very much. There'll be some other. And this is yours, Avery. Thank you very much. And McKale, thank you so very much. They were brave to share it, and they were brave to come up here. And I thank so much the parents for being here and also for supporting them. It's so important for the parents to do that, because without that, they won't grow up to be the incredible people that they can be. And you're already incredible, so thank you very much. So, any questions before oh, your books are already signed, I bought some, but if you want to etc.